What is going on, everybody? Welcome to the video. Today we are covering a very special item, which you may notice is taking effect already. That would be Canon's 11 to 24 millimeter f4L USM. It's a hell of a lens. Let's just start off that I'm gonna go ahead, jump in, do the entire video on this lens aside from this shot right here. This is shot with my 50mm f1.2. Also another phenomenal piece of Canon glass, but let's get back to this guy right here. We can focus on a little bit of the boring stuff right off the bat. Lens construction, 16 elements in 11 groups, nothing fancy. One super UD element, one UD element. Filters, because of said front element, so bulbous and massive, where does the filter go? Well, it has a rear loading filter, so that's pretty nice. The only other downside then is that element, you can't protect it. The front element is exposed constantly. It's kind of stressful, and if you've never had anxiety, once you own this lens, you'll get that. It's like an added bonus. You buy the lens plus free anxiety, so it's a really good package deal. Now, I had previously shown you a couple shots taken on my 50mm f1.2, which is known for the fantastic bokeh that it produces. Now, this lens works at a constant aperture of f4, so you can still manage to get some pretty nice blown out backgrounds if you're close enough to your subjects. Not as much at 11mm, but at 24, at its longest being a little bit of an exaggeration, but you can still manage to get some pretty dreamy shots out of this guy. This lens is going to be phenomenal for a lot of people. There are a multitude of different applications. Just depends what you're into. Perhaps you are a fitness YouTuber. This could be a good lens for you. Take this anywhere. Or if you just so happen to be perusing your local grocery store for some almond flour, because we are doing some no carb, low carb keto recipes, and here we go. Even the ordinary can look extraordinary with this thing. It's awesome.
Finished scanning, please.
Anybody tells you it's cheap to eat clean, they lied. Don't listen. I mean, you can eat clean. If you don't eat a lot, it's pretty affordable. But if you eat a lot, like me, then it's not the best route. But what are you gonna do? Taking advantage of the full weather sealing of this lens right now, because it's drizzling. I mean, it's not bad, but most people would cry. I feel safe. It's good. I don't actually know the words. I'm kind of embarrassed, actually. Perhaps you're an architectural photographer, you're in real estate, and you need a lens that can handle tight shots or just fitting everything into one image, because I know several individuals that shoot with Canons either 16 to 35 or 17 to 40 f2.8 or f4 respectively. It doesn't matter. The fact of the matter is that they have to stitch together two images to get some rooms into one shot, which is a pain in the butt, just an extra process, and you don't need to do it with this guy. Because this is a lens that if you buy it, you shoot wide open. Just like with something like the 50mm 1.2, you buy it for the 1.2, you're gonna shoot it wide open all the time. It's a specialty lens, yes, you can say that, but it's also phenomenal in a bunch of applications, so it's not as niche as you may think. But I think first and foremost, this lens, this is a vlogger's lens. If you are a major vlogger, I think this is phenomenal for you. This takes care of any issues you may have with getting objects in the frame or worrying about this, that, and the other. It's a very flattering lens because it's so far away. It's not. You can have it up very close to your face and you can still look decent. If you're worried about, oh, my angles, this, that, and the other, oh my gosh, don't. This lens just takes that and gets rid of all worry. Two other things that I think are fair to mention are the air sphere coating and the sub wavelength coating. This helps to significantly reduce ghosting and flaring. So, I mean, you can just point it to the sun and shoot. I mean, you're gonna have a little bit of something here and there, but I don't necessarily have a sun that I can demonstrate that with. But for photos, given the super UD element and the UD element, you don't have to deal with much chromatic aberration, which is very nice, and it's very sharp all around, like to the edges. Whatever's in the middle, whatever you're focusing on, that's sharp. Edges, sharp. It's just sharp. This lens performs all over the place beautifully, no matter who you are or what you do. It's like this lens was made and they're like, you know what? We need to make a lens for everybody that everyone can use everywhere. What do we make, an 1124 f4? Yeah, let's do it. And they did. And we were birthed with this. And here I am just sitting in my backyard, enjoying life, talking about it, using it, and it's lovely. What a beautiful thing. Try me, little bitch. So, in conclusion, how many of those transitions did I do this entire video? Who knows? Lord, probably all of them. What we have here is a gorgeous piece of glass that Canon has made. It's expensive, yes, the build quality is phenomenal, weather sealed, everything is there that you need, it just depends what you do. Anyone can find an application for this lens. It doesn't matter what field you're in, we've gone over just some wonky ones. So it really comes back to the argument of your equipment is useless. It all comes down to the photographer, the videographer, you, what you do with your equipment. And if you do something phenomenal and you have this lens in your bag, you're gonna create something awesome, just plain and simple. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I enjoyed making it. I enjoyed using this lens. I only have another 48 hours with it before I have to return it to dot camera, but for those last 48 hours, I'm gonna live it up. We're gonna party hard. As hard as you can with a lens with an element that's this exposed, which isn't very much. See you guys next time, bye!